Hello everyone. In today's session, I will be teaching you the pictorial representation of data in worksheets, also known as charts. Charts in a worksheet are made to be able to do data analysis in a more simpler way, in a more neat way, and so that, sometimes when you look at so many numbers together, it's hard to analyze the data. Whereas if you see the numbers in the form of bars, it is always easier to analyze the data and make decisions. So the different components of a chart, as you can see on the left side here, are, we have the chart area where you make the chart. We have the axis, the x-axis and the y-axis, and the chart title is there. That is the name of the chart. So without further ado, I'll just switch over to how a chart is created. The components can be started from the text also. So let's get to the chart Excel sheet that we made last time. If I want to prepare a chart showing the comparison between the data of all the students of your class, all right, then I just need to select the table along with the headings, and we need to go to the insert tab, select the type of chart. We have column, line, pie, bar, area, scatter, and all different types of charts. We'll just be discussing 3 to 4 in this video. So let's see the column chart. The column chart basically represents the data in the form of comparison bars, which are vertically arranged as per the vertical axis. As you can see, we have the names and roll numbers of all the students which are there on the horizontal axis, and the values are plotted on the vertical axis. And as we can see, the highest bar is that of Manish Singh, which shows the maximum result, and the lowest bar is that of Romil Gupta, that shows the minimum result. So that's how a chart is created. And if we want to change the type of the chart, we can simply just right click over here and change the chart type. Supposing I want to see this in the form of horizontal comparison chart instead of a vertical comparison chart, I would like to go for a bar chart. And this is the bar chart, and let's see how this works. We select the bar chart, we say okay, and now as you all can see that horizontal bars are there, the values get plotted on the x-axis and the names come on the y-axis. All right, so this also is one way, whichever suits you. Like in the other way, if you want to, I would suggest that if you would like to go see the names of all the categories, then it'd be better to use a bar chart, because you can see the names in a horizontal way better than you can see the names in a vertical way if the names would have been on the x-axis. So this certainly does better for me. Now, if you want to create a chart that shows you the components of a whole, I'll just take you to an example of discount sheet. In my last video, I had made this sheet in front of you. Now, if you want to see that the amount of money that is being spent to buy all these items, shirts, trousers, t-shirts and all, is 24570, right? If I want to see what is the contribution of each of the net price value to the total 2470, then I would like to use or create a pie chart. For that, I just need to select the item names. I may not even select the item names, but then it will give random numbers, so which will be hard to identify. So it is always good to select the item names, and then you press the control key, and then you select the net price. And after you have selected both the fields, all you need to do is just go to insert again, select a pie chart from here, a nice good pie chart. Okay, a two-dimensional would be good. It's not selecting because probably the data is not selected properly. Yes, the data has not been selected properly. It's important to select the data nicely, only then the pie chart will be made. We press on the control key again and we select the next row. We have selected both. As you can see, both the cells are not being selected. If both the row data elements will not be selected, then the chart will not be made properly. So press the control key and make sure that both the data series are getting selected, both for item name and net price. You press the control key and then select the discontinuous rows, columns. And then again we go on insert, we go on the pie chart, select the type of pie chart, and there it is. The pie chart is there for you. Now, once you have selected the pie chart, as you can see, they have used different colors. Children, different colors for different types or components are also known as kind of legends or different patterns. Sometimes these are patterns also, and you can always resize a chart. All right, you can always give a name to the chart. If you want to edit the chart, just right click on the chart and it'll ask you to format the chart area. You can kind of select the chart right here, right click on it, and you can change, add data labels. You can select the chart here and go to the charts layout. We've selected the chart and we go to the layout and format the chart layout, chart title, center overlaid, and it'll ask us what title you want. Supposing you want to write it's a comparison chart or a pie chart, you can just select the chart title over here and edit it right here. Okay, you can just give the name to your chart. You can say individual composition, right? You can change the location of the title depending on wherever you find it. All right, you can always reduce the chart. This area outside, this is known as the chart area. As you can see, it's getting selected. This here is the plotted area where the chart is being colored, and as and when you change, as you can see, the sky blue here is the smallest component. The sky blue 7 stands for our last element, that is socks. So if I increase the price of socks, then automatically you will see that much slice of the pie chart will increase. Supposing I make it 250. Okay, so you will see that the sky blue component size will increase. So that's about a chart, a pie chart. Now if I want to create a line chart to show how much increase is there in values of one value compared to others, then for line chart that this table is not suggested. Then we might want to go back to our last chart. All right, we may just delete this chart, we may just unhide the columns, and we might want to make a line chart, or like let's say we'll make it for these only. So if I want to make a line chart to show the trends in increase in data intervals, but here there's no data interval, so I'm just going to be making it for you for these values only. So for line chart, again we go on insert, we go on line, and we select the type of line chart. So that shows us how much compared to a certain average score, if a child's score is higher or lower. For if we are going roll number wise, like from Manush to Saira, the score is falling down. From Saira to Manish, the score is rising. So this is not suggested for individual items. Basically, this is generally suggested when you want to plot the area, plot the data that is over a period of time. For instance, it could be over months, like if you could have scores of January test, you could have scores of February test, you could have scores of March test, then this would have been better, like showing like from January to February the score has fallen or the score has risen. So this basically line chart is used when we are comparing the data items based on a fixed time interval rather than individual data items. So and if we want to use an area chart is, again, we just go right click over there, we change the chart type, we select the area chart, it's right here. Okay, and select the kind of area the chart that you want, and you say okay. So if you plot the area under this particular line, okay, this area will tell you the magnitude of data that differs between two components, like between Anuj and Saira, how much of the uh, component of data is missing. Again, this is not to be done for individual data items. It is generally done to compare sales in different organizations, right? Companies that have commercial values, all right, there to calculate the quarterly sales and all, how much the sales have risen or fallen. There you use the area chart. So that would be all from me in this video. I hope you can now go ahead and plot all the charts that are given at the back of your book, or try some more charts based on the Excel sheets that you've already created. Thank you, and Jai Jagat.